tell me, what does the last line mean, that green one, PE? Does anybody know what P/E stands for? Price earnings ratio. So all we're doing there is we're taking the blue line, which is the Standard & Poor's, right, the stock, the value of the stocks themselves, and we're dividing it by the earnings. We're taking the blue line, dividing it by the red line. Everybody got it? So let's take an example. Here's an example. Suppose the S&P 500 was at 1,500 and suppose the S&P 500 was at 15, let's make it easier. Suppose the S&P 500 was at 1,000 and the earnings per share were 50. Suppose the S&P 500 was at 1,000 and the earnings per share were 50. What would the price earnings ratio be? 20. Does everybody get it? Because 1,000 divided by 50 is 20. Now, take a look at the green line from, about the end of World War II in 1945 to about 1990 and give me your eyeball estimate of the price earnings ratio.
18.
Give it to me to the nearest 5.
15.
15. You know why I asked for the nearest 5? Because 15 is the answer I wanted. Okay. All right, so. Josh, I told a joke. Laugh. Okay, so. All right, so 15. Now, what happened to the price earnings ratio? And don't go past the year 2000. What happened to the price earnings ratio in the late 90s? Did it stay at 15?
No.
What's the highest it got by the year 2000? About, to the nearest 10?
30.
30. Does everybody see 30? The green line up to 30? Okay. Now, logically, therefore, which rose faster? The value of the shares of stock or the earnings?
Value.
The value of the stocks. Does everybody understand? Because if you're taking the values of the stocks and you're taking the earnings and you're always dividing the stocks by the earnings, and if you always get roughly the same number, 15, then they must be moving pretty much together, right? But if all of a sudden one breaks free, then the quotient is going to change, isn't it? And if it's the price earnings ratio and price takes off more than earnings, then the whole average is going to rise, isn't it? Or I should say the whole quotient is going to rise.